Don't waste another workout on suspension trainer. In this video, I will show you a much better tool to build muscle and burn fat more efficiently. A lot of my students have a suspension trainer, and when we get to exercises like the inverted row, the questions always comes up.
Will the TRX work for this?
Sure, it will. After all, many people got one because it was a huge trend at some point, and it was marketed as the tool that even Navy SEALs use. Jacked soldiers were training with it in military gear, so it's no surprise that everyone jumped on board. Don't get me wrong, the suspension trainer is a great tool and you can do a lot of exercises with it. But if you've been watching my videos, you probably already know that because of my gymnastics background, I always recommend rings instead. Some people debate which one to buy, while others don't think about it. They just go wherever is trendier, and that's usually the suspension trainer. But the truth is, rings not only allow you to do more, but they are also cheaper and more durable. So in this video, I will show you the 5 key reasons why you should not choose the suspension trainer, but gymnastics rings instead. The first thing you need to know about their structure is that any suspension trainer splits into 2 straps from a single anchor point with fixed handles at the ends and foot holder for lower body exercises. In contrast, gymnastics rings consists of 2 completely separate straps that move independently, each holding a ring. They are also more adjustable with options like quick slide buckles or number straps with carabiners for easy height setting. Both are portable and can be used at home or outdoors, and they are similar in weight and size. But the key difference is that rings are far more unstable because they move separately, while the TRX straps meet at a single anchor point, making them more stable but much more restrictive. And what does that mean in practice? For example, when doing push-ups on suspension trainer, the straps will always get in your way. You will constantly bump into them, which will be annoying and limit your movement. With rings, however, you have complete freedom of motion, nothing gets in the way, so you can move more naturally and efficiently. On the top of that, because of their instability, rings force you to stabilize much more, meaning even a basic push-up becomes a bigger challenge, engages more muscle fibers, and accelerates strength gains. The bottom line, if you want real progress, rings give you the full range of motion that suspension trainers simply never will. From what I just explained, you can already see that rings allow for bodyweight strength exercises that simply aren't possible with a suspension trainer. For example, you get a much more stable and natural support position where nothing restricts your movement. Then there is dips, which are practically impossible to perform comfortably on a TRX because of the straps, and the handles are too close together as well, limiting your range of motion. On rings, you can also perform muscle-ups, one of the fundamental strength transition movements, which is completely off the table on TRX. And if we go even further, rings allow you for more advanced static skills like the L-sit, elbow lever, and shoulder stand, as well as dynamic skills like forward or backward rolls or pullovers. I know these are advanced skills, but that's exactly the point. With rings, you will never outgrow your equipment. Just look at gymnasts. Their superhuman strength comes from training on rings. And most of these movements, you will never be able to perform them properly on a suspension trainer. One of the biggest advantages of rings is that you can easily adjust their height to any level. You can set them high for pull-ups, mid-level for dips, or low for push-ups. With a suspension trainer, however, you have built-in limitations. You can't fully adjust the straps freely, meaning some exercises are either harder to set up or simply not possible at all. Another huge advantage is the grip itself. The round shape of the rings makes the grip more natural than TRX handles. And if you use wooden rings, which I strongly recommend, they offer much more stable and grippy surface, whereas suspension trainer handles are usually rubber coated, can slip and rotate on the straps, making them unstable and uncomfortable. And here's a critical point most people don't think about: the false grip. This grip technique is essential for muscle-ups and many advanced gymnastics movements, and it's easy to learn on the rings. On suspension trainer, it's nearly impossible because the handles rotate freely and your hands will keep slipping out. If you do attempt it, you'll need to be much stronger and your wrist mobility will have to be exceptional just to hold on. One extra advantage I personally found, and something that you can take advantage of too, is that the rings can be fully separated, so you can even take just one ring with you anywhere. I use this for my one-arm chin-up progressions and the exercise itself, bringing a single ring to the gym so I could train the movement more efficiently, something you simply can't do with a TRX. Don't get me wrong, you can build muscle and strength using a suspension trainer. But, as I mentioned earlier, it's more suited for easier and rehab-focused exercises, while rings offer virtually limitless progression. That's why rings are far superior when it comes to strength and muscle building. Rings stand out in this area for several reasons. First, their instability makes your body use more muscle fibers for balance. This makes rings training much more effective for hypertrophy. Second, you can perform far more exercises on rings, meaning your growth potential is significantly higher. Even something as basic as dips on rings is a huge advantage. This is an insanely effective upper body muscle building exercise which simply cannot be executed properly on a suspension trainer. And that's just the beginning. Static and dynamic skills, as well as their combinations, all contribute to muscle and strength development. Just take a look at gymnasts, especially ring specialists, with their thick, round, and well-defined muscles. That level of strength and aesthetics comes from ring training. If you want real, functional strength and a muscular, well-developed physique, rings offer significantly more potential than suspension trainer ever will. As I already mentioned, one of the biggest advantages of rings is their simplicity and durability. They consist of nothing more than 2 strong straps, 2 heavy-duty rings, plus 2 or 4 sturdy metal buckles. There are no unnecessary plastic or rubber parts that could break, wear out, or start making annoying squeaking noises over time. In contrast, suspension trainers have a more complex design filled with extra clips, rotating mechanisms, and rubber-coated handles, all which are more prone to damage, wear, and instability. Since the market is full of cheap TRX knockoffs, many break within months, while quality rings can last a lifetime. And when it comes to price, the difference is just as clear. A good quality suspension trainer can easily cost hundreds of dollars, while a solid pair of rings costs a fraction of that. So if you want a cheaper, more durable, and more versatile training tool, rings are the clear winner. As you've seen, gymnastics rings outperform suspension trainers in every way. They offer greater freedom of movement, more exercise possibilities, better strength and muscle building potential, and on the top of that, they are more durable and cost less. So if you're serious about training, there is no question you should be using rings. And speaking of serious training, if you want to build real strength, mobility, and an athletic physique while learning impressive skills, you'll find everything you need in my programs. The Gymnastics Method system doesn't just develop your strength and muscle, it also prepares your joints so you can train pain-free and stay strong for life. If you want to get the most out of yourself and support your progress with irreplaceable help, personalized guidance, constant feedback, and 24/7 accountability from an expert, apply to one-on-one coaching. Otherwise, if you want to work at your own pace using the same well-designed system, just click the link below, join the Gymnastics Method community with the app, and get access to all my programs, tutorials, daily workouts, and much more. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and now check out one of my earlier videos on the end screen.